Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Upper Tier Podcast, the football podcast we bring you each and every day. Of course, this is the Shankly Sessions version of it. It's a Liverpool preview, Liverpool versus Fulham. Make sure you smash that subscribe and bell notification button, drop a like on the video, share the content, all that good stuff. You know the routine at this stage. We are live tonight on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. We'll be bringing you a preview of the big game tomorrow for us Reds at 2 o'clock. Some interesting results today, of course. Arsenal picking up a big win, 2-1 against Wolves. We're coasting, Arsenal were in the first half today. Second half made a little bit more hard work of it than they should have, to be honest. But sometimes that's how it goes. But the important thing is getting the result, which opens up the gap, which means it's even more important for the Reds to perform tomorrow and get the job done and get the 3 points and just keep within that bracket up there and stuff like that. I would expect Man City to beat Spurs and some of the other results. Interesting to see how Newcastle and Man United goes this evening at 8 o'clock. Always nice to have an 8 o'clock match to look forward to as well. So we're going to get into this preview now. We have a few little bits to discuss as well. Of course, if you're in the comments or you're in the chat, let us know your predicted starting 11. Let us know where you feel the threat's going to come from Fulham. And, of course, give us a score prediction, as always. Henry is in the chat. What's the crack, Niall? I hope you're well, warm, and healthy. How's your weekend going? Do you have snow at all? We didn't have snow. We had heavy ice this morning, all right, but hasn't been too warm a day. We've been decorating here today, so I felt like Clark Griswold in the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I've been up on ladders, I've been hanging lights, I've been doing all that kind of stuff today. So haven't had a minute. Popped in and out to watch some of the football, of course. But yeah, it's been a decent day. I always get that real good festive feeling when we start decorating and stuff like that. Really, really enjoy it. So hope everyone else's day is going well and their weekend as well. Hope we get all the results. My man is back in. Del Boy Gunner TV. My friend, it's been a moment. How are you? Yeah, hope you're doing well. Your team is certainly doing the business. Top of the league. What's the crack, Niall? Just dropping in to say hello. Always appreciate it, Del Boy. Always keep in touch, my friend. It's been a while since I've heard from you, so good to see you in there in the chat. And a big win for the Gunners today. Gap now 4 points at the top of the table. Could this be it, Del? Could this be the year? Let's see what happens. Henry's in. What's a crack, Del Boy? Hi, Henry. Hope you're okay. I'm okay. Thank you, Del. Awesome. Love that community. Nice community we have going on here on the upper tier and all. Right, let's get in as we always do. Let's start with the Gaffer's press conference. Let's see what he had to say. Of course, we know no Allison and no Diogo Jota to add to the list of injuries. But hey, we're not going to complain about it, are we? The Gaffer's spoken enough about player welfare and all that kind of stuff. So let's start. He says, on the reasons for Liverpool's strong record at Anfield. Interesting question, wasn't it? Interesting question. When have we not had a strong record at Anfield? We always enjoyed it in our bad spells as well. It's our home and must be a difficult place to come. I said to the boys yesterday, I think every player, if you were not playing at Liverpool and you play in a different country, then you see the group and you get the draw and stuff like this. Playing at Anfield is a dream, but actually it must be a nightmare. That's what we tried to do. It didn't work out all the time, but when our people are at it, it makes a massive difference. That's how it is. So bigging up the Anfield atmosphere, kind of dropping little subliminal hints there as well, of course, to the fan base and stuff like that tomorrow. Wants a raucous fan base there tomorrow. Fulham will pose some threats and stuff like that and have in the past. The Fulham this season is slightly indifferent with the players that they've lost and stuff like that. They've kind of been a little bit all over the place. But we're not the kind of team that wants to give them anything. On what he makes of Fulham this season, we didn't do the analysis yet, but I saw the last game, and what I saw was very creative set pieces, like really creative. A lot of short ones, and when we have to make sure we use the few moments, we have to prepare that properly. Besides that, I just think that Marco is a top manager. He is doing a brilliant job. And yes, it is a strong league. I would not say last year they were overachieving. They just did particularly well. Now it is still like that. It's not quite like that, I don't think. I don't think this season they've been anything like the team they were last season. Not that they overachieved. I thought last year they played sensational football, but losing the likes of Mitrovic and stuff like that, The thing about it as well, and we'll talk about it when we get into Fulham, Palhini is back tomorrow. He's huge for Fulham. Huge. He will make a huge difference. On Kelleher being ready to be number one. Should be interesting. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. We see him every day in training. He is an exceptional, exceptional talent. Maybe we don't mention his name often enough, but it is a John Attenberg thing. From day one when I am in, he told me this will be our homegrown boy who will make it. Since then, we see every step. He was a boy and now he's a man. And yeah, top goalie, no doubt. Big up on Kelleher there. And that's what I want to hear. I believe, I suppose, with the exception of Arsenal, when you look at Ray and you look at Ramsdale, give or take, we know what's transpired there, and it's going to toss things a little bit. But I think we have the best combination of number one, number two in terms of goalkeepers. On Kelleher's next challenge at this stage of career, he is in general a focused person. You will not see him in a bar celebrating the clean sheets against Lask. That is not a problem. Quevin is prepared for that. He wants that now. We had discussions in the summer about it, obviously, but as long as we don't have a solution, we cannot loan players. He is homegrown and all these kind of things. So we have to make sure, first and foremost, the first responsibility is that we do the best for Liverpool, and then we have to see how we can sort it. Now, obviously, for him, it is the situation he didn't want to have. Alisson Becker being injured, but obviously, somehow, yes, because he wants opportunities. He wants to play now, and he will get a few games, definitely, and I trust him. That's the big thing. The big thing is the trust. And the one thing I always say to people when we talk about injuries and stuff like that is, when Alisson gets injured and Quevin comes in, always we want Alisson in there because he's unbelievable. But Quevin is a heck of a deputy. And I go on record as saying that. And whether he was a difficult selection decision between Darwin Núñez or Cody Gakpo for Sunday, it is not about that. The boys don't have to convince me in the games. We don't rotate. This is my squad. This is my team, and they play. If somebody is not extremely awful in shape and you think, my God, what is he going on with him? And that didn't happen for a long, long time, then we just decide for the game and these kind of things. This is the most intense period in world football coming up now. Certainly is. And you look at all these games. That's how it is for all the teams, by the way. So they will all play. We already have Diogo Jota not in, and that's not helpful. So yes, we have to share these kind of minutes with different players, and they have to perform not always 90, sometimes less, but 60 or 70, and then full throttle. That's how it is. Talking about those things. So really, really important. Henry's in the chat. Kelleher, Gomez, Matip, Virgil, Costas, Dom, Gravenberch, Elliott, Diaz, Núñez, Salah. My predicted lineup. Oh, my Elliott in there. Interesting. Like that, Henry. I like it. On Thiago Alcantara's recovery from injury. Nothing changed. We said that needs time, and we will give him that time. As easy as that. We see him every day. He is still a fantastic guy who works hard to get back. That's all. It's unbelievable, isn't it? The length of time it's taken for that guy to come back from what seemed like hip knock, basically, that they were originally talking 6 weeks, has turned into forever. Cannot understand it. On the hectic run of fixtures coming up, I'm not sure we can rotate all the time. I don't know. We will see that. It depends who was available. On Thursday, we could do it, and that's why we did it. When you lose to Toulouse, for example, and then people tell you too many changes, these kind of things, no rhythm, I think it myself. When I saw the game, I thought, was that the right decision? Just the problem is, it is already done. But we have to do it as long as we can, but I don't know if we can do it. You saw Newcastle playing in the Champions League, 2 goalies and 3 kids on the bench, I think, and a centre-half, Paul Dummett. That's really tough. You have to make sure you have as many available as much as you can, have influence on, which we don't have really. We watch it, take what we can get, and go from there. How I said, the toughest period in the world football is coming up. It's a good start against Lask, and now let's keep it going. Those were your comments from the gaffer. Very, very interesting stuff coming out of that, of course. Mentioned Thiago. Such a difficult one, isn't it? Yeah, but interesting, you know. I don't know. Strange one. Henry's in. I would like to see Alexis to play further forward. Interesting. Let's see what happens anyway. So let's talk about this man, of course. This man who we named the podcast after, the Shankly Sessions. Shankly himself, who took over this week back in 1959. He set the Reds and that foundation that was in there for the boot room and everything else, and how it all developed and all the success that came with it, with Bob Paisley and stuff like that. So you remember this man who was appointed Liverpool's manager back in 1959 this week. So that's off to the gaffer. Let's talk about this man, Connor Bradley, who has signed a new contract at Liverpool. Certainly an exceptional and exciting talent who's come into the mix here and stuff like that. The gaffer speaks very, very highly of him and stuff like that. Looks really, 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 really good. So delighted he's after getting a new contract. Henry reckons, he says, I think he's cooked Thiago. I think so as well. It's mad, isn't it? It's mad. And Henry, awesome man. Yeah, absolutely. And Morris, I see Jarvo had sex noises played at the Euro draw. Quality. No, I'm not too sure about that one. I haven't got a clue. Let's talk about this man on the eve of the game, of course. 199 goals. Henry mentioned it the other night in his watch along as well. Make sure you're checking out Henry and Morris's channels as well. Excellent content. But 199, surely he's going to hit 200 tomorrow, wouldn't he? At least. And that would be absolutely exceptional, bringing him up into that 200 bracket. You know, did we ever think in my lifetime when I watched Ian Rush, what a player Ian Rush was, 346. Roger Hunt, of course, the great Roger Hunt. Gordon Hodgson, of course, Billy Liddell. Unbelievable. Like, these are unbelievable numbers. You look at Mo Salah and how the current fan base who have followed Mo Salah since he came into Liverpool have followed him. 199 goals. Unbelievable. Hopefully he hits the 200 tomorrow. You know, something's in me is saying that maybe we could put on a real good performance tomorrow and turn it into a real good celebration and stuff like that. But yeah, we've lots of games coming up. We've Sheffield United during the week, but we will be buoyed by the fact that Ollie McBurney got sent off today, seeing red. Cost his team badly as well. I think Burnley went on to beat them 5-0, I think, when I last looked. So that's a huge win for Burnley. 5 goals in one game. A new record, I think, for Burnley, the club as well. So massive for them as well. But Sheffield United in serious trouble. Burnley now probably missing. He's that key focal man, probably missing now for Wednesday's game. So we'll be buoyed by that news, of course. But yeah, Mo Salah, 199 goals. Never seems to get, except within our own fan base, the respect that he deserves. But yeah, 200 goals would be sensational tomorrow. Hopefully it happens as well. Let's get into our lineup then. He is your man that hit the phone on Match of the Day that time. He done it at the Euro draw. Oh, brilliant. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, very, very good. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Brilliant, isn't it? That's what you want. And Henry's in again. Salah is willing to sign a 1-year extension. Interesting to see what way that goes. I think so long as he wants to be there, he's going to be there and stuff like that. And all this, I said it again during this week as well, all this Mbappe nonsense talk, we just need to stop talking this nonsense, because it's just, even with the amount of money he brings in and image rights and all that kind of stuff, it's just not going to happen. And I think we just need to be more realistic, especially some of the content creators out there, especially like on the likes of Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. Just think more about what you're putting out there instead of, let's talk real good Liverpool news and content and stuff like that. Let's not wish, think, and producing nonsense like Mbappe coming to Liverpool. Ain't going to happen. But yeah, hopefully it'd be great if he signed an extension. It'd be absolutely brilliant. Right, let's get some team news first of all before we get into it. And of course, you got Fulham coming off the back of that win against Wolves. It was kind of a present that was handed to him. For me, never a penalty. So I don't think I don't think that's something to read into. If you look at our league form at the moment, 3 wins and 3 draws. So like to get back on the winning trail, of course, there after the draw against Man City, which I did feel there was more in it for us. Fulham, as I said, indifferent, 2 wins, 3 losses on the draw, but they are coming off the back of that win on Monday night against Wolves. Wolves and Gary O'Neill, so unlucky. It was a terrible, and that absolute nonsense coming out of the refs and the officials and all about a soft headbutt is an absolute disgrace. But let's get into team news. Looking at Liverpool at the moment, of course, it's fairly obvious about who are missing. Diogo Jota's going to be out for a period of time. Sounds like he probably won't be back till January, if I'm listening to the gaffer right. But he is confident that Alisson will be back in time for the Man United game, which is in about 2 weeks, roughly. So Quavine's in there deputising, no big deal. Quavine did a great job for us, no doubt about it. Robbo was still nursing the shoulder. Thiago's still dealing with this hip issue. My God. Stefan's still dealing with the calf. So they're kind of a roundup of what's going on there. So we've got Alisson adding to that and Diogo Jota, of course. So let's see what happens there. For Fulham, Joe Palhinha will be back in the engine room, which is bad news for us and great news for Fulham, of course. It's an exceptional player who's been linked with us as well. But just valued at very high amounts of money and stuff like that for us not to take it. So either Carney or Harrison Reed will make way for Palhinha coming back in based on this lineup the other day. This was the lineup against Wolves. So you can see there. My guess is it'll probably be Carney who comes out. Harrison Reed has been a mainstay in there, so I'll be surprised if that's the case. Isaac Diop is not expected to be back. He has foot problems. Adama Traore is out with a toe, and Rodrigo Muniz is out with a knee. But also could be are also out of contention for this one. Yeah, absolutely. Ex-Liverpool winger Harry Wilson should be denied a starting berth against his former employers, but Silva has a dilemma in defence with Tosin and Adarabio recovery from a groin procedure. So let's see what happens there. But you're looking basically, this is probably the team that's going to go out there, with the exception of either Carney or Reid. And my thinking is Carney will come out and Palhinha will slip back in there into the middle. And they'll probably go, I would imagine, it'll be like a 4-3-3, but it'll feel more like probably a 4-3-2-1 or something like that. That's the way that they'll kind of go with it, as I imagine. Willian will be in there, who we know is very dangerous out there on the wing. We know how dangerous Pereira can be. Raul Jimenez, I wouldn't be too worried about him too much, and I hope I'm not jinxing this, but I wouldn't be too worried about him. He has not been the same player since the head injury, and really has struggled at times to find goals. Alex Iwobi, we know the strength of Alex Iwobi in there and how strong he can be. So you're going to get quite a midfield tussle. Let's get some comments. He's a bad egg anyways. Fair enough. Henry's in. The Killian was never going to happen when we didn't get Jude. Yeah, no, look, it's different gravy. There's no point in even talking about it. Maguire and Shaw starting in central defence. Interesting, isn't it, Aces? How has he fallen out? Like, what's going on with Varane and stuff like that? What has actually happened? I mean, when they go to press conferences for Man United, the nonsense coming out of Ten Hag even yesterday, talking about bigging up Onana as the second best keeper in the league and all, statistically and all that. Wake the hell up. It's unbelievable. Morris, missed my flight for work, had to take a 3-hour bus. I was very tired. Jesus, that's all you need, isn't it? We'll enjoy the game tonight, no doubt, that's for sure. But that's where I see the danger coming in. Can Jimenez do something? He certainly can. Has he shown anything since the head injury? Not really. He's definitely really, really struggled. And I do like the boy. Bobby Darkover Reid. I think he's a bit of a buzzsaw when he goes in there and stuff like that. So I'd nearly fancy him in there more than I would Jimenez and stuff like that. But we'll see who Marco goes with. In the Feds, the likes of Team Ream, I do be very impressed with. Leno and goals, I think is really, really good. Castagno in there with the experience. Calvin Bassey is Team Ream's partner in there. Not a bad partnership. Robinson, again, gives you that bit of energy up and down the line. So they're a reasonable outfit, but they've really... the likes of Mitrovic missing and stuff like that and all, like that win the other night against Wolves was a huge win. But let's be honest, it was a referee VAR present that was handed to them. But that's the kind of danger that they can possess. Now, Liverpool on its game tomorrow should deal with this, not a problem at all. If you're looking at the starting lineups, I'll give you the Fulham one. They're talking about Leno, Castagna, Bassi, Ream, Robinson, Palhinha, Reed, Iwobi, Pereira, Willian, Jimenez. That's kind of what I'm saying out there at the moment. So that's their lineup. That's kind of a quick breakdown of where the danger come from. Again, we always have to be careful with these guys as well. Castagna can be very dangerous as well off set pieces. So we have to be careful in the relation to kind of corners, free kick set pieces around our own box. But I would expect us to have a huge amount of possession tomorrow. I think Fulham will try and play on the counter. I think they'll try and counter the press as well. And I think we'll press them in and we'll just wear them down and become too much of them. But again, don't have to be out of the block straight away and stuff like that. Take our time, be a little bit patient, play our game and see what way it evolves. They will sit in and at times they'll try and spring the break and stuff like that by hitting the likes of Willian and Iwobi. But we can counter that press, no problem at all. And we should have too much at the back. For our own lineup, I went with, of course, it picks itself. So you've Quavine there in goals, back four probably picks itself. Probably a conversation to be had between Konate and Matip. Some people favour Matip, some people favouring Konate. To me, it's kind of a flip of a coin. They both have positives and negatives that they bring and stuff like that, but I think either will be okay. Of course, Virgil will be in there. Marshall in the back line. He's looked exceptional in the last number of games. And really looks like he's getting back to himself like that. And it's a confidence thing, I think, as well. And then you have Costas on the far side there, who was starting to grow into the position and playing better, which I think is a huge bonus for us. On this side, we got Gravenberch. I'm going with Alexis, and I'm going with, of course, Big Dom, who kind of probably needs to find a bit of a performance. He's been exceptional this season, but has had a slight drop off. But let us know your thoughts on that. But Gravenberch in there, I think, will be clinical in the midfield and stuff like that. It'd be really good to see that. And then, of course, the front line, I'm going with Luis Diaz on the left. Pinged a lovely header there the other night against Lask, and well surrounded. Darwin in there to create a bit of chaos with Ream and his partner that's in there, Bassi. And of course, Mo Salah chasing 200 goals. Absolutely starts all day, every single day. Acers, Varane is being sold to Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I think so. And Casemiro is also going here. It's a bunch of them going. Have you done your bets for this game? I haven't done a bet on it because it's hard to put a bet together on this one. I mean, the obvious one is Mo Salah to score anyway. That's going to be in there. I don't think I'm going to go with both teams to score either as well because I fancy us for a clean sheet. Even with Alisson being there, I think Quavine is exceptional. Maybe if you're doing a bet builder, you're going to go Salah to score, Liverpool to win by 2 or more goals and a clean sheet. And you could maybe go for a penalty. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a penalty tomorrow. Ream at times, as good as he is and stuff like that, can just be that little bit clumsy. FA Cup third round draw, 1 p.m. tomorrow. Look forward to that. The Euro draw was interesting. Yeah, absolutely. I would like Mo to get the first. Yeah, absolutely. We want to get that 200, don't we? That'd be absolutely class if he could do that. In terms of a prediction, folks, I'm going to go for a good one here. I'm going to go Liverpool 4-0. I'm going to go 2 for Mo, goal and 1 from the spot. I'm going to go for a goal for Virgil off a corner. And I'm feeling a Trent Fee free kick in my bones. So 4-0, 2 for Mo, 1 for Trent, and 1 for Virgil off a corner or a set piece. That's what I'm going for tomorrow. Big win. Close the gap on Arsenal. Keep it nice and tight. Got some great games coming up in December as well. We got Arsenal. We got Man United. We got Sheffield United on Wednesday. We've got the Carabao Cup coming up as well with West Ham. These games are going to come thick and fast. And of course, we have the final game in the Europa League, which is kind of a dead rubber, thank God, because now we've topped the group and all that kind of stuff. So happy days about that. Daz is in. What's the crack at, Niall? How are you, Daz? Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Pretty excited about this game tomorrow, actually. Morris is in, he reckons 3-0 cozy day. I certainly hope so. I don't want any shocks or any surprises. I just want us to coast through this one and move on to the next one. It's going to be interesting when we play the Gooners. I tell you, the match against Arsenal, I think could potentially set up game of the season. I think it's going to be absolutely massive. You're going to have two teams really at their peak, hopefully going for it and stuff like that. It's going to be incredible. Shay Given just said for Newcastle to take Onana out of his comfort zone. Yeah, absolutely. If I'm on a pitch there tonight and I'm Newcastle, I'm against Man United, I'm banging shots from 20 yards and everything. I'm belting it. Daz is under the weather, Noel, full of cold. Oh no, Daz, that's all you need. I tell you, man, and it's a killer. Do you know what you do tonight, Daz? You get yourself a nice hot whiskey into you, put your feet up, and hopefully watch Newcastle smash Man United. And that'll clean off a nice good day for you. That'll dry it up. Nice little hot whiskey with a bit of honey, maybe. A bit of honey and maybe a little bit of sugar or something. I'm going 2-1 Liverpool. I think we were terrible at times on Thursday night under the lights. You're going that tight, Henry. That's a tight one, isn't it? Pity Dan Bourne ain't playing to stand on Onana. Yeah, imagine that. Yeah, I think this could be a real interesting one tonight. This could be. I'd be surprised if United get out now of this. I'm not saying they won't, but I'd be surprised. How was Christmas? We were decorating. Today, so a couple of trees went up around the house and all that kind of stuff. Lights on the outside, all the usual stuff and stuff like that. So I haven't had a minute today between getting stuff down out of the attic, swinging out the ladders, all that kind of stuff, putting up clips and all those pipe yokes for tying stuff on and tie wraps and all that kind of stuff, cable ties, and I don't want to see any of that stuff for the rest of the night. I'm going to have a nice evening now. I'm going to get a bit of grub together. I'm going to enjoy that, and then I'm going to sit down and hopefully watch the Geordies absolutely smash the back end off Man United. That's what I want to see happen tonight, hopefully with a bit of luck. Big up, Henry. Don't drink spirits. 4-1. Big up, Henry. Don't drink spirits. You don't have to drink spirits, Daz, to have a little whiskey, a little hot whiskey, just to, it won't make you sick. What it'll do is it'll help your old cold, mate. Don't drink spirits. 4-1 Salah. Three for Salah and 1 for Starwin. We would take that, wouldn't we? Morris is thinking Austin Punk Bookie. Yeah, we'll be talking about that Wednesday night that came up, and plenty of other stuff has come up in the last few days as well that we're going to be talking about. So don't forget to check out Wednesday's show. Of course, I will be back tomorrow evening. Match reaction, of course, to Liverpool versus Fulham. Hopefully it's a big win for us. I will be back Monday night with Mark, the Monday mashup as always. Keep on looking out as well, folks, for the shorts that come out and stuff like that. Keep on giving your predictions. Check out the audios as well on Spotify. They're always there. Do you have eggnog or Guinness? I don't have either. We don't do eggnog and we're not Guinness drinkers at all. My wife is partial to a baby Guinness every so often. But we don't I don't drink Guinness at all. I would be more of originally a cider drinker. I would be a Bulmers man, so I would have drank cider, so I wouldn't drink Guinness. Paul Merson said if Arsenal win the next 5 games, they will win the Premier League. Paul Merson needs to be quiet. Paul Merson needs to stop talking and just calm down. Adam Copeland versus Christian Wednesday, book it. Yeah, what did you like? I suppose we're going a little bit off the Liverpool situation here, but I'm going to talk about it on Wednesday. Why would you give probably the biggest matchup you have left in your company, Adam Copeland versus Christian, when you think of the background, the narrative, the friendship and all that stuff? Why would you give that away on Dynamite? I don't understand it. I cannot understand it. That's Magners for Henry. Yeah, absolutely. Magners for Henry. Henry, if you're wondering what Bulmers is. They do a version of Bulmers in the UK as well, Morris, but it's not. It's a totally different can, different logo and stuff like that. Yeah, so Magners in the UK, Henry. Bulmers here. Why didn't he do it when they were head-to-head out with Survivor Series? Exactly, Morris. Exactly. I looked at that. Daz, of course, sent me all the graphics earlier and stuff like that on Twitter and stuff like that. And I'm looking at Adam Copeland versus Christian on Dynamite. Crazy. It's equivalent to doing Cody versus Seth on Velocity. Give me a break. Crazy stuff they're doing at AEW at the moment. Right, folks, that's it. Short and sweet, 30 minutes in there. Quick preview. Nothing crazy or something like that. Palhinha back. He'll make a huge difference for Fulham, of course. And, of course, Mo Salah on the cusp of 200 goals. Congratulations to Conor Bradley. And, of course, we're remembering Bill Shankly, his anniversary this week of taking over as Liverpool football manager back in 1959. Few last comments, of course, before we go. Henry, I'm on the James freaking lactose Ribena, man. Oh, love it. Roy Bean. God, those were the days. I tell you, do you know what's not too bad at all? If you're a Guinness drinker, a Guinness with a blackcurrant head isn't too bad at all. Some people will say maybe a little bit more femaleish. A lot of the females who drink Guinness tend to drink them with blackcurrant heads. Christian Sheeton to retain the TNT Championship, but rematch is booked for World End. Yeah, probably. Henry, great stream. Really appreciate it, folks. Love all the support and all. Enjoy the game. We will all be enjoying the game later, assuming how it goes. We will talk later on, no doubt, on socials. Until next time, folks, if you haven't already, hit a like on the way out the door. And he says, yeah, he heard that, the Ribena and the Guinness, absolutely. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, drop a like in the video, share the content, check out the audios, all that good stuff. You don't need me repeating myself. Big game for the Reds tomorrow. Need to close the gap on Arsenal. Can't have it widening in any way. We will talk to you again real soon. Acers, Vincent Company, very happy tonight. Might have want to save a few of those goals for a couple of other games, but very happy for tonight. I was only saying to Morris earlier, myself and Morris on Thursday might have to go missing now when we're on with Darren. Darren will be bigging up Vincent Company, of course. Folks, absolute pleasure. Talk to you real soon.